Lesson 2, Quality Management. Quality management is the process for ensuring that all the project activities, that includes the goods and services, are effective and efficient and will satisfy the needs for it was undertaken. Here are the quality management steps. The first one is plan quality. That means we need to identify all our standards of quality that the project will follow. Assurance of quality means that all the process, all the work must follow those quality standards, making sure that the process, the procedures, the forms, and the checklists in the process of that work are delivering and they are producing the quality. Quality control means the process by which you're going to be looking at the deliverable. Once the good or service is finally delivered, making sure that it's meeting the standards of quality. And then the improved quality. In every cycle, you need to make sure that those little improvements are helping you get closer and closer so you can meet those standards. Here's the quality cycle, and the idea is that for every type of work you need to do in the project, there is a process by which you're going to be planning, you're checking the work according to the standards of quality, and then finding ways to improve it. Whether you're doing one session or delivering goods or services, there's always going to be that cycle. You do that work, you check it, and you find ways to improve it. And every time in every cycle, you get closer and closer, and you find better ways to improve it and reduce any errors or mistakes you make. Here's a description of what happens and the requirements for quality. At the top, we have our quality standards. Below those quality standards, there's going to be a set of processes that define how the work's going to be done. Then the procedures that go into more detail, that describe the little details about how the work needs to be done. And below that, we have a list of the form, the checklist, the templates that people will use to start managing those procedures so that we can complete the process and eventually deliver a work that is of quality. One of the tools that is used that in quality is called the Pareto Chart. The Pareto Chart is basically, it shows you the relationship, and it's called the 80-20 or the 20-80. That basically tells you that 80% of the problems are caused by only 20% of the errors. So you might have a work in your project, and you have a series of mistakes or errors. There are many errors that are happening that are causing a problem, but 20% of those are creating 80% of all the problems in your project. So by focusing on that 20%, you can reduce the 80% of problems that you have with the delivery of that product of services. That is a good way to start so that you don't spend a lot of time on the others. But by focusing first on those ones, you're going to get a good handle and start improving your quality. Another tool is the quality matrix. It's a way to identify all the standards that you're going to use for every element of your project. So you start by describing all your WBS elements. What is the description of the results? How the results are going to be identified? What is the expected result date? And that's another important quality element, is that you need to deliver something in the time that is needed. And it's not good if it's late, no matter how good quality. If it's too late and people don't need it, then it doesn't serve the purpose of the project. Then you list any relevant specifications. That's where you're going to put all your quality standards that product or service needs to follow. There's going to be also a verification process. What's going to be the process by somebody? They're going to be looking at the quality specifications for that deliverable. There's going to be approval criteria that says when something's going to be approved for its use by the community or approved for continued repetition of that product or service that you are producing in your project. There's also the identification of somebody who's going to be approving it, and that's a quality control element. And a final column where you have some status that tells you some information, what's happening, where you're having problems, or what you can do, and then manage that and make sure that you improve it in the next cycle. Here are some recommendations in quality management. Make sure that you have a good handle, understand all the quality standards and every good of services they're going to be delivering. Maybe they are international standards, they're coming from organizations, from governments, and you need to follow, and that's a requirement, or even standards from your own organization about a specific type of work. Quality is a team effort, and make sure that the whole team is involved, because during the process of doing work, that's when the quality it's at its best. It's not when you're at the end of it and you're trying to audit quality. It's best when the people are doing their work, they have an opportunity to work on it and make sure that they have the tools and the training necessary to produce quality. Quality is has a focus on beneficiaries, not how you define quality or what you think it's good. Always consult with the beneficiaries, with the final users of the good of services, whether or not that's going to be relevant, appropriate, and timely for their needs. And continuous improvement. You cannot have quality without continuous improvement. The first time you're going to try something, you're going to have problems, you're going to have errors and mistakes. But only through the process of continuous improvement, you can start building that quality back into those deliverables, those goods and services that you are going to be producing in the project.